Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. So we are looking at negative numbers on a number line and we are going to be comparing our fractions. So to start off, I wanted to think about our number line. So far we've looked at numbers that are greater than 0. So we've normally looked at fractions that are greater than 0. So I'm just going to be thinking about, well, we can have fractions on either end. If I cut this into thirds, and I cut this into thirds, that's just saying I've got 1/3, it's positive, I've got 2/3, and I've got a whole. But we can go the other way. I've got a negative 1/3. I've got negative 2/3, and I have negative 1/2 or negative 3 out of 3. So when we are comparing, the easiest way is to, doesn't matter if it's negative numbers or if it's decimals, or if it's positives, to change it into a decimal. So for example, I'm just going to take those away for a minute. The first thing I want us to think about with our number line is we've got our number line cut into 10 pieces. We've got 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8 and 0.9, and then a whole. But it goes back the other way as well. So we've got negative 0.1, negative 0.2, negative 0.3, negative 0.4, negative 0.5, negative 0.6, negative 0.7, negative 0.8, negative 0.9. So for us to compare fractions, we need to convert everything onto into a decimal and work out where they fit in. So for example, if I have negative 1/4, I will turn that into a decimal. So I know my answer is going to be a negative, so I'll put a negative up there. Then I go 1 divided by 4. If I've got 1 lolly and I'm sharing with 4 people, can I do it? I can't, so I put a 0. I put a decimal point and I carry the 1. And then I drop that 0. That means that 1 piece is then turned into tenths. So I've got 10 tenths and I'm sharing with 4 people. Each person will get 2 tenths. Because 4, 8. I've shared 8 tenths. I have 2 tenths left over. So I carry that 2, and then that tenths get cut into 10 pieces each, and it turns into 20 hundredths. Now I've got 20 hundredths, and I'm sharing with 4 people. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So I know that negative 1/4 is same as negative 0.25. So I know I've got 0.2 here, and 0.3 here, so I know it is right here at this point in between both of them. So negative 0.25. Let's do one more. I might have negative 3/8. The first thing I'm going to be doing is trying to divide my question. So I know it's a negative already, so I'm just going to leave that negative here. And then we are applying our understanding of division. So I have 3 pieces, and I'm dividing it by 8. I'm sharing with 8. Can I do it? I can't. I can't share 3 lollies with 8 people unless I cut it into pieces. So that means each person gets 0 whole. I put a decimal point up here, and I am carrying those 3. So now I've got those 3 pieces cut into 10 pieces each, and it makes 30 tenths. So now I've got 30 tenths, and I'm sharing with 8 people. So I can skip count by 8. 8, 16, 24. I can skip count on here if I need to. 16, 24. So that means each person is getting 3. I share 24, not 30. So how much do I have left over? 30 take 24 is 6. So I have 6 left over. So I carried 6 tenths over, and then I cut them again into 10 pieces each. So I have 60 hundredths. Again, I have 60 hundredths, and I'm sharing them between 8 people. How many do they have each? If you get stuck with your times tables, we can just keep on skip counting. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. So I can go down, I'll share 56 of those between 8 people, and they get 7 each. I've shared 56, not 60. So I've got 60, take 56 equals 4. So I've got 4 left over. Those 4 hundredths are getting cut into 10 pieces each, and it makes 40 thousandths. So now I've got 40 thousandths, and I'm dividing by 8. 40 divided by 8 equals 5. So negative 3 over 8 is the same as negative 0.375. So I can then go 0.375. It's getting close. It's getting close to 0.4. It's not negative 0.4, not quite there. So this is negative 0.375. So straight away on my number line, because this is over here, the negative 3 over 8 is smaller than negative 0.25. Because the bigger the negative, the smaller the number. Really hope that helps you understand negatives and how to put them on a number line. If you need any extra help, feel free to message me and I'll get back to you.